Staying lean is making some of you obsessive. Yeah, and it doesn't have to, because being lean is supposed to improve your life. All right, not just your physique, but your energy, your confidence, your mental clarity, your training performance, the way you actually carry and respect yourself. Okay, but for a lot of you, staying lean's an issue. Yeah, it doesn't make you actually feel free. It makes you scared of food. It makes you start eating 1,500 calories and constantly monitoring the scale every day, weighing every gram of food like your life depends on it, and panicking over carbs, panicking over sodium intake, and avoiding meals out and social events, guys, and doing punishment cardio. Okay, all of this, and just checking your abs every morning like it's disappeared overnight. Like, that is not discipline. That is food controlling your life. And the reason most people have become so obsessive is simple. They don't have a clear system. Yeah, they don't know what to actually eat. They don't know if they've gone too far over their calories. It's just all over the place, guys, all right? They don't know if one meal has literally ruined their entire week. So their brain, it fills with panic, it fills with anxiety, and that is where the stress comes in. Not because being lean is the problem, but because trying to stay lean with no structure, that's a big fucking issue, guys. Yeah, that is a big issue. The answer is to actually build a system so you don't have to think about food 24/7. And that is where the structure comes in, through standards, setting everything up properly, the nutrition, the training, the recovery, just lifestyle, all set up properly. So staying lean is easy. And that's how you actually stay lean without becoming some monk, guys, that spends his Saturday nights indoors, guys. I have spent trial and error trying to hold 10% body fat, thinking that suppressing my appetite with caffeine was the answer. Living off egg whites and tuna like a spastic was the answer. Doing all this rapid cardio, cutting carbs, and then just eventually just binge eating, okay, and bouncing back. Like, you name it, I have literally done it, and it just got me stuck in this cycle. But I'm now able to stay lean year round. You know, currently I'm probably about 10-11% body fat. I'm actually in a bit of a performance phase right now, but I'm not obsessing, all right, over anything. And I'm just enjoying the process. I'm enjoying life, which is what it's about, guys. Yeah, fitness is a lifestyle. It's not some phase. So I'm going to show you how to actually stay lean year round while still having energy, whilst performing in the gym, having that clarity, and just building a life that you actually respect without obsessing over every little thing that is going in your body. So, guys, before we get into it, the problem I see right now, say for instance, if you're lean, or you're trying to get lean, you're in the process of trying to get lean right now, you don't know whether to drop food or up the cardio or skip breakfast or cut carbs or do intermittent fasting and all these different strategies online to losing body fat and staying lean, guys. Fuck all that. Okay, fuck all that. That is where the obsession starts. Yeah, not because you care about your physique. Like, caring about your physique is good, guys. Like, wanting to actually stay lean and not put on fat, guys, that is not an issue, like, in itself, guys. Like, you actually want to look in the mirror every single day and feel good about yourself, like 365 days a year. Yeah, 10 to 12% body fat is usually where I like to keep my guys inside my elite program. But the problem is you're caring too much without a system. That is why the structure matters. Okay, structure is going to remove that decision fatigue. Yeah, not because your life needs to be boring, so-called boring, but structure will give you that mental freedom, okay, that clarity, that you're not actually just thinking about food because the day's already set up, the system's already built. Now, what do I mean by systems? Okay, the first thing I actually do with my guys inside Elite, when they come in, we literally establish where their body is right now. Yeah, we get them set up with their calories, with their macros, protein target, okay, training program, the daily steps, hydration, sleep, sups, everything, guys. Now, if you're new to physique development, this might seem a little bit intense, but it's really easy to stick to, all right? So stay with me, all right? Because this is actually going to give you so much more clarity. Yeah, this is the kind of structure that removes decisions. and just gives you less obsession. Okay, we're gonna come back to this in a sec. But the first thing is calories and macros. They need to be set up properly. Yeah, if you actually wanna stay lean, you need to know this kind of information. All right, stay with me here, guys, because calories and macros, it sounds like the obsessive part, but when they're actually set up properly, that is what's going to remove that obsession, okay? Like, if you have a good coach, he's not just going to randomly give you a calorie number and say, there you go, you know, calories in, calories out, mate. Like, crack on. That is bollocks, guys. Like, yes, calories determine whether your weight is going up and down in the scale, but macros, guys, they're going to massively influence how you actually look, how you actually perform, how you actually feel day to day. Yeah, just sustaining the whole process so it just feels easy. You know, you got your protein, you got your carbs, you got your fats. Okay, protein is going to keep you a lot satiated. It's going to support your recovery. It's going to help you retain that muscle tissue. And then you got the fats, guys, which is going to support your hormones, your health, your sleep, your brain function. Okay, that shouldn't be slashed to the floor because you want fat loss faster. Like, I used to eat egg whites and tuna, cans of tuna on the lead up to my holidays to Ibiza, and it's retarded, guys. All right, I was literally eating zero fats and all of this, guys. Like, you should never cut a macronutrient. I'm a big fan of keeping all macronutrients in there, particularly carbohydrates. Okay, people fear it, guys. It's gonna fuel your training. It's gonna help you perform at your best. It's gonna keep your muscles actually looking full. Yeah, like your physique is just looking harder and more athletic, and you just look leaner overall. Okay, like if you actually want to train like an athlete and not just be dragging yourself through your sessions and looking like some depleted little bitch, you need carbs. It's that simple, guys. You know, I've tried that whole keto approach. It doesn't work, all right? Now, the way I like to set up my macros for most of my lads inside Elite, all right? If we want that lean, if we want that aesthetic look, I'm generally always like the higher carb approach, okay? Setting up higher carbs and just obviously keeping the protein and the fats in there, lower fat, guys. But like I say, carbs are fuel. Yeah, they're gonna help you train harder. They're gonna help you perform better. And they're just gonna make you overall just look a lot fuller and not flat and lifeless. And obviously, depending on the person, if you're not super active, you know, if you have an office job right now, if you have poor blood sugar control and you just struggle with cravings, guys, again, I'd probably do the higher fat, lower carb approach. I'll probably set you up a bit differently. But for the most part, higher carbs is always going to be the way. Yeah, carbs are not the enemy. Most people don't need to cut carbs like thinking that is going to get them lean. Okay, like carbs are essential, guys. We want to keep them in there. The right amount to actually fuel your lifestyle and your training. It's very important. And this is why our actual system matters. So you're not waking up every day and wondering whether I should cut carbs or fast or all this bollocks, guys, or stop eating at 6 p.m. or add another hour of cardio, guys. Like, it's already set up for your body, for your activity, for your training, for your goal. Yeah, then all you have to do is execute and just adjust based on the data, how the trend is actually going. So what I actually recommend doing as well, if you're currently trying to lose body fat or you're trying to stay lean, guys, if you haven't already, if you haven't ever done it, guys, calorie awareness is important. And I recommend just tracking for a week, okay? Like literally just for 1 week. Like, hear me out, guys, not forever. Like, that can be obsessive in itself, but like, I'm not anti-tracking, in all honesty. I don't personally track right now, but tracking, sorry guys, it's just gonna teach you how much you're actually eating. Yeah, if you don't know and you're just constantly opting for the salad and you're opting for, you know, supermarket, low calorie options, that is not gonna determine how your body is looking. Okay, like if you're just thinking about numbers, tracking is gonna actually show you how much you're truly eating. And honestly, it might be a bit of a wake up call. Like, I used to just slash calories like mad, like just eat 1,500. And yes, you lose weight for a little bit, but eventually the scale just adapts, your body just adapts, and then you have nowhere to go, okay? So you actually want calorie awareness. See it as an education phase, guys, because once you actually start tracking Like just once, guys, like for 1 week, guys, you actually learn roughly what your body actually needs for your maintenance, for your deficit, for your surplus, okay? This is gonna be able to actually then build a repeatable meal system, reducing, again, that obsession that you may have had in the past, like for good, guys. Like now, personally, I can literally look at something. So I could look at a chicken breast, say 200 grams of chicken breast, and I know it's anywhere between 200 to 220 calories, okay? Like I just know, like now, guys, based on, tracking for like just like a week, guys, okay? Now, the next thing you need to be doing, if you're stuck trying to get lean right now at 1,500 calories and you're obsessing over the scale and food, guys, and your body just isn't responsive, yeah, we've plateaued. We want to make sure it's actually getting responsive and we don't want to keep running it into the ground. We actually want to set ourselves up properly. And this is the lifestyle shift, guys. Okay, this is where you start seeing fitness as a lifestyle. Yeah, people start their diet from a bad starting point, eating fuck all, and they become obsessed over weighing food and the scale and calories and scanning the back of Tesco meal deals 24/7. All that's going to do is lead to poor sleep, guys, bad energy, shit training. Okay, this is why actually I take my guys through my physique roadmap and we prime the body with a good amount of food for maybe 2 to 3 weeks, roughly around maintenance. Yeah, just getting the food, the sleep, the digestion, everything in a better place. So then we can literally lean out to that 8 to 10% body fat. Yeah, the body is actually nice and responsive. And once we actually get there, we hold it and then we slowly reverse back up, okay, increasing the calories and just gaining lean tissue year round while staying lean, and we're not spilling over, let's say, 12% body fat, because in my opinion, anything over 12%, guys, is fat, okay? And you will be surprised how much food you can actually play with while staying lean. People always ask me, like, how do you stay so lean year round, eating that much food? But it's just because I set myself up my roadmap properly, okay, guys? And I'm able to now eat, anywhere from 3,500 calories, which is quite a lot, while staying 10% body fat, okay? It's that simple, guys. And that's just gonna remove you from this constant crash dieting and constantly weighing everything out, guys. Like people do, like I say, do the 1,500 calories, but your body's too clever. It's gonna adapt, okay? Like you actually want your body to be nice and responsive. And when food actually goes into it, you can stay lean without obsessing over every little thing. And that's just gonna, the food is actually gonna be driven into the muscle cells as opposed to fat storage, okay? Now, when it comes to actually staying lean, people obsess over what to eat. That is a big one, yeah? Whole foods, guys, okay? Whole foods is a standard, it's a lifestyle. If you actually wanna stay lean and not obsess over food, food is fuel, yeah? For like making you actually mentally and physically sharp on a daily basis. Meals are gonna enhance your performance. It's gonna remove that chaos. It's gonna remove that obsession. Yeah, like the biggest takeaway you can get away from this whole video is what I recommend. Set up the same meals, the same core meals, 5, 6, 7 days a week. Okay, what I actually like to do with my guys, I give them a simple 365 nutrition framework, okay, that they can follow, guys. And that is just what they can build their meal plans around. Okay, like me personally, I like to do 6 days a week, literally the same meal plan, yeah, for them 6 days. And then Sunday, I can be a little bit more flexible. I can just hit my calories and my protein, and it allows me to stay on track, guys. But actually just find the foods that you like and just build the meals, yeah, build the meals into your macros, guys. Like I know it sounds boring, but if you really struggle and you get bored really easily, I'll quickly add, just have 1 or 2 alternative meals that you can literally switch around that still fits into your macros, okay? But still be eating from whole foods, still be hitting your macros, your protein intake, okay? It's gonna make staying lean a lot easier depending on which phase you're in with your physique. And you just wake up and you know what you're having. Like for instance, you're waking up in the morning, oh, I already know I'm having my protein oats, I already know I'm having my eggs and avocado, okay? Like whatever, however you want it set up, guys. And what I recommend as well, for time efficiency, just batch up. Find a day to batch up your meals for the week. What I like to do, Wednesdays and Sundays, or you can literally do it when you're making dinner, when you're dishing up dinner, guys. Okay, like you can literally just prep all 3 to 4 meals, however many meals you have in your meal plan for the following day, and that's just going to allow you to stop scanning constantly and like coming back from a work and emotionally eating. Like we all have them days, guys. Okay, like whole foods as well. It's just going to make the process a lot easier. Like if you're just eating processed food all the time and scanning a pack of meal deals and all this shit, guys, you're just going to end up retaining a lot more water, a lot more inflammation. Okay, like you know, certain foods have more sodium than others and all this, guys. Like just find the foods that work. Everyone's going to be different, and just from a physique standpoint, we need to be eating from whole foods. Like I say, food is not comfort. It is simply fuel. Sorry guys, the battery died. But the next thing is have daily non-negotiables, yeah, to stay lean without obsessing over everything. You know, just get your steps in. What I like to do, anywhere from 8 to 12K, all right, for most clients. That's usually how I set them up. 10,000, in all honesty, is non-negotiable. I think you should, if you're not already, like just get in the habit of walking. Like I'm a big fan of it. I think it's one of the biggest fat burners, and it's just great for your digestion, for your energy, and just your overall movement. Okay, no, what I'd recommend, guys, is just go for a walk for 10 minutes a day. Yeah, no headphones. And that's just gonna give you that clarity, and it's just gonna allow you to actually be a bit more creative. Yeah, like a lot of people struggle to think these days. So just give yourself that time out to actually walk. And training is obviously gonna be non-negotiable here. Like obviously, okay, we wanna be training hard. We actually wanna be building tissue and not relying entirely on just losing more weight, guys. Like if you're a rake, you need to start building tissue. Like you need to start actually looking like a man who is capable, and more muscle equals more food, guys. Okay, you can consume more food whilst burning more. So, you know, create a better physique that is actually maintainable at a lower body fat percentage. It's that simple. And sleep. Sleep is a big one, guys. Okay, this is one a lot of people miss. Like if you've actually been trying to get lean, or you've got lean before, and you wake up and you start looking soft and you start looking a lot more watery, this is one for you. Okay, like poor sleep is literally making hunger and cravings harder to manage. You know, them late nights, guys. Alcohol, yeah, eating right before bed, guys. Like all that shit's got to go. Like you should be eating anywhere from 2 to 3 hours before bed, letting that actual last meal digest. And again, it's just going to promote better sleep. And you know, anywhere from 7 to 8 hours, just keeping your stress down, inflammation, and it's just going to lead to a lot more tighter look. Yeah, tighter, leaner look, which is what we want. Okay, and hydration. Like I say, hydration is key, guys. Dehydration is going to lead to fatigue. It's going to lead to hunger and just water imbalance, guys. Like we actually just want better energy. We want a better look. We want better pumps. So hydration is key. You know, what I like to do personally, electrolytes, game changer for me. First thing upon waking, I like to take my electrolytes. Very important. Again, it's not essential, but every man should be minimum having 4 liters a day, all depending on your weight and your height and stuff like that. But anywhere from 4 to 6 liters for most guys is going to be ideal. Okay, now a couple of tips if you're going in to a deficit right now and you're trying to shred down. Meal timing is key here, guys. Yeah, to having actually sustainable energy and keeping your gym performance high. You know, we want high carbs pre and post workout, restoring that glycogen back into the muscle. And what I recommend, if you're on a bit lower calories right now, like I say, if you're trying to shred down to that 8 to 10% body fat, push that meal back, that first meal back as far as possible. So even me in a performance phase, in all honesty, I'm never that hungry in the morning. I usually just stick to the caffeine and water. So I like to push that first meal back, usually by 3 hours. And this is just going to improve your appetite, okay, which is very useful, guys. Volume eating is another one, okay? Volume eating. So potatoes over rice. Yeah, we want to be eating the lean proteins. We want to be eating fruit. Again, like whole foods, okay? The one thing I will say though, don't blindly overload on the fiber and the veg. That is one thing I have found from a physique standpoint. If you're really quite lean right now, it's going to lead to a watery look. It's that simple. Like if you're just constantly digesting food all day and all this, you know, food volume from a physique standpoint, it's just not ideal. Yeah, like personally. So just find the foods that you like. Again, everyone's a bit more responsive, but I personally like to stay away from, like super starchy veg. So cauliflower, broccoli, stuff like that. Stuff that's a lot harder to digest from a physique standpoint. And again, when it comes to cardio, less cardio is always going to be recommended. Yeah, right. Run. If you enjoy running, you can run. But again, fuel needs to be absolutely dialed in there. So we're not burning through muscle and just being fatigued all the time. Like, we don't want to use cardio as punishment for poor nutrition. It's that simple, guys. Okay. And when it comes to eating out, this is probably the one you've been waiting for. Eat out without losing control. Yeah, like, this is basics, guys. It's so fucking easy. People think they can't go out when they're trying to stay or get lean. Like, just opt for the protein-based option. Yeah, clean meals, guys. Eat in alignment with your goals. Don't call it a cheat meal. Don't turn one bad meal as well into a full weekend, of just shit meals, guys. Like, the way I see it, food is freedom, all right? And it's not about eating whatever's available, guys. Like, you should be able to eat out without losing control. Yeah, like, realistically, I think, like, it's just standard, guys. Just have, like, the fillet steak on the menu, or chicken, or, again, it all depends what phase you're in. If you're in a performance phase, I guess you can be a little bit more flexible, but it's still whole foods. Just eat whole foods. Like, to me, if you're having a sticky toffee pudding, or just you're a big fan of dessert, then fine, you can work that into your calories. But I just think, live like a man who actually respects himself. And a man who respects himself, in my mind, isn't eating a fucking dessert. Like, that's just the way I see it, guys. All right, like, I don't crave it. I used to have a mad sweet tooth. Me personally, if I'm going to have a sweet option, it's going to be a Greek yogurt bowl. It's going to be the protein oats, okay? Like, I just like to eat in alignment with my goals. And the last thing I wanted to cover very quickly, guys, is be realistic. Yeah, we see social media, we see all these guys with crazy physiques, with the pumps, with the lighting, and people think they should be looking shredded all day long. Yeah, like, there's going to be times where you're going to look shredded and you're going to look a bit more watery. It's that simple, guys. And you might see the scales rise another day. And then this is the problem. People think they're getting fat, and then they start pulling back on food. They start tracking their food again. Like, in my opinion, you don't need to be the absolute leanest every day. You don't need to be peeled every single day. Like, if you've got super lean before, or if you're trying to get super lean, the issue is, the leaner you get, the closer that muscle belly is to the skin. Yeah, so for instance, if you went out to a restaurant and you had a high sodium meal, or you had poor sleep the night before, that can definitely affect the overall look. And then people end up panicking and they end up slashing calories and just getting too obsessed with food. Like, they think they're getting fat, but you're not getting fat, guys. You're not getting fat in one day. You need to have a bit of realism. Like, the reality is, not everyone is gonna look their best all the time, but we can still stay anywhere from 8 to 12% body fat, looking lean, looking sharp, and it can just be highly maintainable. Again, like I say, I'm in a bit of a performance phase right now, about 10, 11% body fat. I'm usually gonna push up to 12, then pull back down to that 8%. But what I like to do, I like to have diet breaks. Yeah, again, I'm not spilling over 12%, but we don't need to be 8% year round, okay? Like, we're gonna have performance phases where we're gonna gain a little bit more body fat. We're maybe not gonna look as sharp, but that is the reality of it. Yeah, like, I'd say more focus on tracking your performance and your energy and your sleep and your digestion and your recovery, your overall mood, than just a fucking scale weight. That is one thing I will say for a lot of people, and that's what I say to a lot of my clients. There's no value in being absolutely peeled if you just feel like shit, if you feel weak, if you feel anxious, if you're just constantly food focused and just performing terribly in the gym. Like, that is, again, just gonna affect your overall look, and you're probably gonna end up looking fucking skinny fat. It's that simple, guys. Like, being lean should improve your life. Like I say, you don't need to stop caring, but you literally just need to build a system that is going to remove that uncertainty, okay? That is why the structure creates the awareness, and the awareness that creates control. And again, control, it creates freedom, okay? Obsession comes from trying to control your food without some clear system, okay? Like build a system, guys, and just find the foods that work. And again, just build out core meals, guys, like that you actually enjoy. Like every single day I wake up and I'm looking forward to my meals, and I'm just seeing it as a lifestyle, and I'm not seeing it as a diet, guys. Okay, like there's no good in confusing your body and just eating 1,500 calories one day and then 2,000 calories one day, and you're just constantly on MyFitnessPal, and it's just taking over your life, guys. Okay, like that is not the way. That is not the way to stay lean. So I hope you took some value from this, guys. Again, there's a lot more content coming, but you can shoot me a message over on Insta, Charlie Crawley Fit. But other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next video.